This team is gauging the age on the transport stage. And we have Christina, Naveen Kumar, Sarah, Vidishi, Amelia and Michael. Welcome to the stage. And our mentors for this team are Matthew, Richard and James. And our idea sponsor here is Transport for New South Wales. Team, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to Q&A. I'm your host, Amelia Barnes. Tony Jones can't be with us this evening. Now, we are coming to you live from Sydney for a very special episode called Gauging the Age on the Transport Stage. It's no secret that we live in an ageing population. By the year 2056, the population in New South Wales over 65 will double to 2.4 million people. Tonight we will be discussing a new innovative solution entitled Transport for You. This evening we are joined by two innovative geniuses on our panel. We have Christina and Vidushi. Please tell us a little more about Transport for You.
Thanks, Amelia.
Thanks, Amelia. So Transport for You is personalising transport for all of our customers. And how will we be doing this? We will be doing this by building on the existing Opal technologies and also by combining private and public modes of transport.
So essentially what we're offering is a personalised transport service, which is going to be available through an app, through virtual concierge at key transport stations, and also through our senior volunteers.
Now, as this is Q&A, we will now go to our audience for some questions. First, we have Ernie.
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, that may sound all well and good, but what about old folk like me who can't use technology? And also, the other issue I had is public transport. So in terms of when you get to the station, there's all these people there, but no help. And the other gripe that I've got is that
You've raised some really interesting points, actually. So with regards to your services, so I've noticed with our research, we found that a lot of seniors struggle to use public transport because of the accessibility. So with I've noticed you've got a cane. So when you create an Opal profile, you can actually note that you prefer wheelchair accessibility. When you note and create your Opal profile, they will create Transport for You will create a journey that's most suitable for you, whether that includes using a taxi to drive you to a train station or a bus stop, or whatever's the most suitable for you. You also mentioned technology, which is a good point. We are aware that not all seniors use technology. So we will be providing a phone service through Opal where you can speak to our senior volunteers. When you speak to them, they will help you create your profile, they'll help create your personalised journey, and if you like, they can help teach you how to use those services. So these are our volunteers. And with regards to your support, when you're actually at a transport hub, when you tap onto a service, when you arrive at that train station, we will have our lovely senior volunteers supporting other senior customers. So we are engaging the senior community.
yeah, well, I guess we'll see about that.
Okay. Thank you, Ernie. I'll take that as a comment. Now, next we have in our audience Hayley, who has a completely different commuter challenge.
Thanks, Amelia. I'm Hayley. I'm visiting Sydney from Perth. The issue I face is that I'm too afraid to catch public transport in such a huge city. There's so many different modes and it seems way too complicated. And what if I get lost? I don't know where I'm going. It's all well and good to create something for the elderly, but what about Gen Y tourists like me?
I'm really glad you asked us about this, Hayley, because Transport for You caters for everyone who wants to use our transport network. Now, you mentioned that you're visiting here in Sydney, so when you build your Opal profile, it will actually register you as a tourist. So what it will do is actually pre-plan your journey to make sure that you go through the scenic routes and the other key locations which you may want to visit. Now that can be done on your app, but we also have our virtual concierge at key transport locations, which will help you to make sure that you're on track with your journey. And what you can also do is you can access your journey there and you can update it as well. And then you can actually also scan your updated journey onto your phone using our QR reader and also print it off if you don't have that technology available. Sorry, I keep on moving. If you don't have that technology available with all the appropriate maps and routes, so to make sure that you have that support throughout your whole journey. We've also realised that one of the hardest things can be is to make sure that you can navigate out around the station. So our virtual concierge will also make sure that you have that support so you don't get lost anywhere. Now, if we take our service to the next level, what Transport for You will offer you is it'll encourage you to go to nearby events that you may be interested in. And if we take it to the next level, you can actually buy the event tickets through Transport for You to make sure you have that seamless journey throughout. So essentially what we're trying to do is to combine all these services to make it holistic, combining communities and make sure that we can get everyone travelling New South Wales.
Okay, great. We do have some live tweets coming in from our viewers. Jeff is asking, how are you going to pay for this?
Good point. So we will have a 3-tiered funding model. That includes funding from Transport New South Wales. Initial testing is actually only $500,000. Once we get testing up and live, we will get support and revenue from our advertising funds. So advertising funds from events and advertising private modes of transport. And we'll also receive support from our senior volunteers. We really want to tap into the Olympics success volunteers.
And just to add on to that, Transport for You is going to have such great economic impacts because our benefits actually outweigh our investments and our cost. And the results from that will actually help us to plan our services as well to make sure that we're meeting the demands of our customers.
Okay, now everybody hold on to your seats as we fast forward through time and Hayley and Ernie trial Transport for You so that we can find out how the trial period went. Ernie, can you please tell us about your experience with Transport for You?
Sure. Thanks, Amelia. Well,
Microphone.
I didn't think I'd ever take public transport ever again until the rollout of Transport for You. It has completely revolutionised my travelling experience. I'll just take you through a little journey here. As I went to the test match, I was able to set up my profile through the Transport for You system. A taxi, or as the young'uns call it nowadays, Uber, arrived at my door and took me to the train station, as you can see there. After that, there was a really friendly volunteer bloke who greeted me at the station. He understood what my issues were. He was able to help me onto the train platform. After that, at the same service onto the Sydney Light Rail, which Julie took me all the way to the SCG to watch my game. It's been really fantastic. I can't stress it enough. And yeah, I really value Transport for You.
Mine could not have gone better. The personalised profile I set up on my app allowed it to recognise that I was a tourist. So it first made a recommendation that I might want to check out the Food and Wine Festival at Watson's Bay, and then it recommended that I might want to take the scenic ferry route rather than a bus. I also have my parents visiting from interstate, and even though we got a little bit confused at the ferry wharf, the virtual concierge was easy to locate and the printed directions led us to exactly where we need to go. And as you can see, we arrived in Watson's Bay completely stress-free.
That's great.
That's fantastic. Now, as you can see, the trial period was a huge success. So can you please go out and sign up for your personal profile, sign up to be a volunteer, and get moving. Good night.
As MC, I'm completely impartial, but well done, guys. Wow. Fantastic. So my Opal card does that, or it doesn't? It's about to happen. Right. Okay, judges, who would like to comment on Transport for You?
Oh, gosh.
fantastic opening for the Smart Seed session tonight. I very much like the Q&A presentation style, but jumping straight into it, catering for the range of demographics. I thought it was presented in a terrific way, you know, in a manner where we could all relate to, and it's starting to me to seem very, very achievable.
Yes, congratulations. I like the additional benefits in terms of planning transport and looking at demand patterns and so forth by various demographic groups. I can see this getting extended, say, for people traveling with young children and prams and that sort of thing as well. So I think that, that's a great benefit. There might be some privacy issues, and I think you need to also manage that, where people are putting up their personal profiles. So perhaps you can have a look at that as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To Christina, Naveen Kumar, Sarah, Vidishi, Amelia, Michael. Congratulations.